It's December 25th, 1995. Merry Christmas. We're in Orlando for a finals rematch between the title losers, or as they prefer to be called, the Magic, and the title winners, or as they prefer to be called, the two-time defending champion Houston Rockets. The score's tied with 8 seconds left. These guys need a win for revenge. These guys need a win for respect. Let's get into it. Let's rewind. The Rockets swept the Magic out of the '95 finals, and nobody in this arena has forgotten it. So, very obvious why tonight matters for Orlando, revenge. But why does Houston care so much about a game in December? Because the repeat champion Rockets can't get no respect. In '94, led by Hakeem Olajuwon and a unit of strong role players, the Rockets won their first title ever, to relatively little fanfare. The unfurled banners didn't say, "Congratulations, best of the best." They said, but Michael Jordan wasn't in the league when you won, so... An asterisk scarred the face of their beautiful championship. In '95, nobody expected a repeat title. This team? Nah, they're no dynasty. And to be fair, look at the Rockets' record by Valentine's Day. Houston made moves at this point, trading fan-favorite power forward Otis Thorpe for aging guard Clyde Drexler. Huh? Drexler had played with Hakeem in college, so there'd be quick chemistry there, but pretty much everyone else hated the move. The players didn't get it, or like it, or hide those feelings from the press. And maybe they were right to be upset, because with Drexler, the Rockets finished the season 17-18. That's not better. They were the 6th seed in the West, and everyone felt smart for doubting them. But, something happened in the playoffs. Round 1 against Utah, Houston went down 2-1. To survive, they had to win the last 2 games in a row. And they did. Conference semis against Phoenix, they went down 3-1. They had to win the last 3 games in a row. And they did. Conference finals, they faced the 62-win Spurs and the center who beat Hakeem for MVP. But Olajuwon soon turned the MVP award into a consolation prize. He dominated David Robinson and ended the Spurs season. Then, as we've discussed, the Rockets swept the Magic. They were the lowest seed to ever win the finals, and they finally got some respect. For a small amount of time. Preseason predictions for '96? The Rockets were done. Hakeem and Drexler were both 33, count them out. And actually, they still have to prove themselves? Meanwhile, the Magic were predicted to be the team to beat. What the hell? The Rockets just beat them 4 times in a row a few months ago. The winners had a fork stuck in them, and the losers' glory voyage to the stars had merely been postponed? That's ageism. This rematch matters to the Rockets because they need to prove they're still relevant, no, dominant, and they deserve respect. They need to beat the team to beat. That will be harder because Clyde Drexler is not on the floor. He's out tonight with a deep shin bruise, but hey, win tonight sans Drexler and Houston will prove they can't be counted out. Lose and they'll fuel the "they're done" fires. Now, of course, the Magic have a lot of motivation for winning as well. Revenge. And some Magic players, like perhaps the face of the finals losing team, are in need of revenge more than others. Hi, Shaq! When Shaquille O'Neal was first drafted by the Magic in '92, the team was only 3 years old, and, accordingly, quite bad. But maybe the gigantic yet agile rookie could turn it all around? Shaq was expected to be the next superstar, capable of having an immediate impact akin to the game's greatest players. And Shaq's rookie year was filled with accomplishments, some greater than others. But the overall effect had the Orlando press declaring that the Shaq man had lived up to the hype. The Magic almost made the playoffs that year, but they didn't, which brought some critiques Shaq's way from the non-Floridian press. Shaq fouled too much, he had no range, he shouldn't have been Rookie of the Year, it's not a popularity contest. Did anyone take it back the following season when Shaq got the Magic to the playoffs? Well, no, because the Magic were swept and that fell on Shaq. The big man put in work over the summer to increase his range, and the 95 season was different. See? And oh yeah, he took his 6-year-old team to the NBA Finals. The 1995 Finals were billed as Shaq versus Hakeem, power versus finesse, youth versus experience. So when the Rockets swept, Shaq was the failure. Some headlines said Magic lost, Rockets won, sure, but the headlines that sold more papers said Shaq lost and Hakeem won. General consensus? Shaq wasn't a superstar yet. But it's not like Shaq played that badly. And hold on. If Shaq scored so much, and Anthony Penny Hardaway scored so much, why'd the Magic lose so swiftly? Well, that brings us to another Magic player who, perhaps more than others, needs revenge tonight. Because he totally blew it in the finals. Where is he? Oh, shying away from the ball over by the bench. Hi, Nick Anderson. Back in their very first year of existence, the Magic drafted Anderson 11th overall. And the home crowd cheered, and kept cheering for some time. In the Magic's very first preseason home game, Anderson said the fans made it feel like Game 7 of the NBA Finals. In those early years before Shaq, Anderson was the beloved face of the franchise. After his first season, the press declared Orlando had hit the jackpot. He was elevated to starter his sophomore year, and by his third season, he was leading the team in scoring. When Shaq hit the scene in the 93 season, or when Penny took over the backcourt in 94, you might think Anderson would be resentful of the spotlight jerking away from him with an audible screech. But he wasn't. Sure, by the 95 postseason, he was bumped down to the 4th highest scorer, but seems he understood to be part of a finals-caliber team, you gotta be selfless and find your role. Anderson stayed a fan favorite, shot well, and made himself into a defensive stopper, which was on display in the 95 postseason. In the Eastern Conference semis, he made Michael Jordan look mortal. He stripped the superstar in the waning seconds of Game 1, which set up the winning bucket for Orlando. And Anderson wasn't done yet. Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers went to 7 games, and in that do-or-die situation, Anderson killed Reggie Miller, held him to just 12 points. For the whole game. I imagine Anderson was very happy at this point in time. The only team he'd ever known with fans that accepted him win or lose from the start was in the finals, in large part thanks to him. And I'm sure that happiness carried over to Game 1 at home when the Magic went up 20 points in the first half. And I'd like to stop talking now so Nick Anderson can just live in happiness, but the show must go on. The Rockets came back, had a monster third quarter, and with just 10.5 seconds left in the game, Orlando's lead was down to 3 points. Houston fouled and sent Anderson to the line. Great, even one make should seal up this game, and Anderson was good at free throws. He missed one. Then another, but got his own rebound and was fouled again. Great, get back up there and redeem... Oh no. Nick. No. Then the Rockets won in overtime. With those missed foul shots went the series. I know it's just one loss, but losing Game 1 at home sets a tone. As Magic coach Brian Hill explained, a win would have changed everything. The lead-blown loss stole the Magic's confidence and inflated the Rockets larger than life. I should note Hill's not blaming Anderson, but even if the coach and his team supported the guy, those missed free throws ruined Anderson. In the final 3 games, his shooting percentage plummeted, and he was no defensive stopper. This year, Anderson's seen his loyal fans turn on him. When he missed a free throw in the first home game, he heard about it. And the press speculated that maybe Anderson was ruined forever. So I imagine he wouldn't mind revenge here. A nice buzzer beater to prove he's not permanently ruined. But thing is, he might be permanently ruined. He doesn't look eager to get the ball right now. Maybe someone else should take the last shot. Maybe a young all-star who's been blossoming this year. Hi, Penny. In 1993, Anthony Penny Hardaway was a highly anticipated draft pick thought to be the next Magic Johnson. He went 3rd overall to the Golden State Warriors. But the Magic, who with the first pick had chosen Chris Webber, immediately traded Webber for Hardaway. And the Orlando crowd booed. A lot. Florida didn't want Penny. They already had a point guard, and they liked him. Plus, the Magic were already over the salary cap. How were they going to afford Penny? His contract negotiation was long, contentious, public, and didn't do Hardaway's likability any favors. In spite of his P-warm reception, Penny had a solid rookie year. Solid enough to kind of win over fans. I mean, he did win them over, but then lost them again. That summer, he renegotiated his contract, and it was worse than last year. In terms of his image and perception, in terms of money, it was much better. But yeah, his image was in the garbage can. The stinky one. The outdoor one. He faced boos at home early in that 95 season, but that didn't keep up because, Penny Hardaway is really good at basketball. And while he again won people over, he was left feeling unwelcome. So far this season, Penny has given fans nothing to boo, leading the way on a team that was living up to their team-to-beat prediction. The Magic's record is second only to the Bulls, and that's with Shaq sitting out the first 22 games with a broken thumb. Guess who kept the Magic floating blissfully on top in Shaq's absence? That's right, the guy Orlando didn't want to replace Scott Skiles. Sorry, low blow. Hardaway played so well, people were ready to call him the next Michael Jordan. He's already had 2 buzzer beaters this season, one against Miami, one against Vancouver. So, seems like he'd be a great candidate to take this last shot tonight, except that he's had a very chilly Christmas. Despite Penny, Orlando still managed a 13-point lead at halftime, thanks to a Shaq-led 17-2 run in the second quarter. Pretty impressive for just his 6th game back from injury, but it would be more impressive if his defense were better. The Rockets roared back because Olajuwon did as he pleased in the third quarter. In the fourth, Horace Grant switched onto Olajuwon, which worked well, but then Shaq's new man did as he pleased. The game was tied with 40 seconds remaining. Orlando called time. Hill said, "I don't care if Penny's cold," but maybe he should have cared. Next possession, Olajuwon, guarded by Grant, airballs. Merry Christmas, Orlando. And here we are. Tie game, Orlando ball, 8 seconds to go. Are the Rockets going to get a stop, beat the team to beat, rip out the fork stuck into them before the season even began? Or are the Magic going to get an ounce of revenge for a final sweep that left critics doubting and insulting their superstar, friends turning on their homegrown favorite son, and their up-and-coming superstars still searching for love from the home crowd? Welcome to a moment in history.
Hardaway off the dribble, goes right at Ellie.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you'd like to subscribe, click here. If you'd like more videos, click here or here. If you'd like a snack while you watch videos, you have to get it yourself. I'm so sorry. For Secret Base, I'm Clara Morris. Good night and good game.